Hello my dudes and welcome back to our magical playthrough of All the Mods 9. Last episode we set up this sweet auto smelter, we discovered Ars Magica, went through the spellbook and got some source gems. We also got our builder set up and we also put down the blueprint for our pretty cool mage tower that I've designed myself. But I've come to a bit of a realization. While we have loads and loads and loads of cobblestone smelting away into stone bricks that we need, we are going to need over 1,000 diorite, and finding diorite is a real task. We're going to need to find all kinds of materials, and we can't rely on having to go on a mining trip every time we need something new. And that's why we're going to diverge from Ars Nouveau for a bit to focus on a different mod. This episode, we're looking at mystical agriculture. So where do we begin with mystical agriculture? Well, number one, we're going to need a lot, and I mean a huge amount, of Inferium essence. To get Inferium essence, we're going to need to set up loads and loads and loads of Botany hopper pots. Luckily enough, we have the iron to do so we're going to crack on with getting as much iron together for pipes as we can, as much Botany hopper pots as we can, and maybe some logs and stuff for some framework for a pretty cool looking Botany hopper pot setup. Now I have designed a pretty sweet setup. I thought basically what I could do, if we go into the pack and then my personal blueprints, I've built a very simple cascade botany pot system. This is pretty cool, and if we put this down, the builder will build this. It's oak logs, some birch fence posts, and a whole bunch of botany hopper pots on top of barrels that all feed down via hoppers into the front. It's very cool looking. Unfortunately, because our botany hopper pots are going to be yellow, the builder won't build this. This only works with regular terracotta. And the builder does know the difference between colours, and he won't build it if it's the wrong colour. So we can't actually build this with the builder. Instead, I'm going to build it myself. But it's pretty simple, and also to save on resources for the server, we're going to switch out these hoppers for the pipes, and what that means is we can kind of avoid all of these barrels as well. So let's get going. So we'll use some spruce logs to get this done, and we're not going to build it as big and as grand as the version I put into the blueprints, but we're going to build a pretty cool one all the same. The series I did in All the Mods 9 previously had a very similar setup to this, so if you've seen that, you'll probably have a pretty good idea of what I'm going for here. There we go, there is the framework. Next up, we're going to need a whole bunch of Botany hopper pots. Now, yellow should be fine, so we'll see if we can find that yellow terracotta. There we go, 45. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, but we'll see. And all of these spruce logs are going to become chests, because we're going to need loads of these. Every single hopper needs a chest. So there we go. Oh my god, 4. We need loads more iron. We need to get more of these Easy Villagers iron farms, or I need to go AFK for a few days until we get a ton of iron. Ah no, here's some more. We're also going to need some more clay and some more bricks for some more plant pots, and that's also where this pretty sweet smelting setup is going to come into its own. So we'll just switch out quickly the stone for this clay. Great stuff, and we'll get loads of bricks. Lovely. So, flower pots, terracotta, into botany pots. Then we combine these with the hoppers that we have. Luckily enough, we only have 10 hoppers anyway, so we're not going to make a huge amount of these. But once you get the idea, we can make some more and get this built. So the botany hopper pots are going to go along like this. 1, 2, 3. Now time for some pipes. Chuck these underneath. Boom, boom, boom. Then in front of there, we're going to put some more hopper pots. Some pipes down from there as well, so they start to suck. Then we'll put another 3 pots down here at the bottom. And this will be the bottom layer. This will feed into a chest over here at the bottom. Now we need to connect these up, so 1, 2... and use the wrench to make sure that these aren't trying to suck from 2 pots at the same time. Okay, looking good. This looks like a system that's going to work. Now we need to make sure that these are sucking from the hopper pots themselves. Aw man, do you know what? It really is a joy to play technical Minecraft again. Even though I love Minecolonies. It's so amazing, you can make some beautiful buildings. There's not much in terms of technology to engage yourself with, but this is what I was born for. Now we want a big chest to gather all of these things, so we're going to make the best chest we possibly can. We've got some extra iron left over, so I think with a little bit of redstone magic as well, if we can find that. Oh man, remind me, computer system has got to be high on my list of things to make. So we want to make some sophisticated storage chests. We're going to need some redstone torches. And 3 of these. We'll wrap them in iron to turn them into iron-bound oak chests. And these basically function as double chests. And why stop there? We have loads and loads of gold from our mining trip. And we're going to want to basically leave this mystical agriculture hopper botany pot system up and running for a while, because we're going to need to gather as much of this Inferium essence as we can. So these 3 oak iron chests wrapped in gold, baby. Running low on gold, but once we get down the mystical agriculture tree, we'll have a way to make gold, to actually grow gold via plants. And we'll plonk these down here in front. So the theory is these will all feed whatever they make down to these golden chests. Perfecto. And these gold chests are huge. Amazing. Now we're going to need a fair bit of Inferium, and that's why it's good that we've had this Inferium seed growing in this pot, because now we have, 1 stack and 7 of Inferium essence. Perfect. So we need some dirt. Have we got any dirt lying around? No. Surprisingly little dirt. So, touch dig. Let's do it. Oh man, the great thing about touch dig as well is as long as you got the mana, you can really spam it. And now, last but not least, we're going to need some hose. And we might as well just use basic wooden hose to make this farmland. So, a hoe here, dirt there, and a little bit of Inferium at the bottom. And we have the Inferium farmland that we're looking for. Oh wow, look at this. So you don't actually need to consume the hoe. It just uses the durability. That's good to know. Man, I made a lot of hoes. Well, never mind. You know what? Let's just toss them over here. There we go. Wooden hoes. Who needs those? So into these pots with this Inferium farmland. Yeah, this is going to be real good. We're going to get loads and loads of Inferium essence from this. I'm pretty excited by this. In you go, my friends. Boom. But that's only step 1. Next up, we're going to need to make the actual Inferium seeds. Now, we're going to need a lot of wheat seeds to do this. We've got 9 in here, which is, luckily enough for us, the exact number of pots we've got. So wrap these in Inferium, and boom, 6 seeds. Wait, did I run out of Inferium? That can't be right. Oh, well, there's an Inferium seed in here anyway. And this whole setup is going to generate loads and loads of Inferium for us anyway, so we can fill those last pots that we miss with the Inferium that we generate from this thing. There we go. Now that's all growing. It's still going to take a long time, but we have at least begun the journey. And thinking about it, there is probably a mystical agriculture quest chain down here. There it is, resources, mystical agriculture. And oh my god, yeah, we've done a lot of these already. There's a book that shows you how it's done, but again, you've got me, so you don't need that. We got the Inferium sword from a chest somewhere, so that's good. And we get a bit more Inferium from this quest. Also, prosperity shards are essential, so I'm glad we got some of those too. So that's actually given us enough Inferium to make 1 more seed. But the last one will obviously have to wait, so here we go. Boom. Now it's going to take a while for us to see the fruits of our labor. These chests are pretty empty so far. Oh, this one's got some at least. Who's that? Get out of here, harmball. Yeah, roasted. Whoa. You alright there? You alright there, Klaus? You handling it? Be careful. Dangerous in the forest. Oh, and don't pick up those hoes. Ooh, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. So as always, we're still waiting for a name for our colony. At the moment, it's called Base Camp, and the colony name is Placeholder. But I'm going to be reading those comments, and I think it was in the 2nd episode or the 1st episode we said. Yeah, basically go back to that episode, put the comment that you think we should be naming our magical compound, and the most voted for comment, the most thumbs up, is what we're going to name this thing. And also, the colonists that are appearing are using names that are generated from a names list that I take from Patreon members and YouTube members. So if you want to become a YouTube member or a Patreon member, you can put your name into the submission post and get in the colony at some point, maybe if you're lucky. And if you don't know how to do that, hop onto the Discord and pop us a question. There's always somebody around to help. So we've got a lot of storage here, but we're going to have to wait a long time to see the fruits of our labor. But you know what? This is nowhere near enough botany hopper pots for us to get a decent amount of Inferium. So, time to grab our touch dig, and let's go and see if we can find some clay. Clear my inventory first, because yeah, we got a lot of chaff in here that we're not going to need on our journeys. Oh right, yeah, but I was going to give the builder the stone bricks that he needs. He also needs some birch, so I've been growing that as well. Oh yeah, look at this, loads of birch logs, loads of planks. Hello Spamanti, green-eyed legend of the Byzantine build pack. Required resources, birch planks, stone brick stairs, and stone bricks. There's also a few other bits, and yeah, the polished diorite is really what we're going to be needing the mystical agriculture for, because with mystical agriculture, it's actually really useful for Minecolonies. You can use it to create all of the stone and the wood that you need. So I'm getting very distracted. We're going to go and find a river and gather clay. While it's useful to find terracotta in the open world, out and about, you can't always rely on that. And the last source we went to for terracotta was over here. So it's actually not too far of a journey. Yeah, I reckon I can walk over there. And you know what? It's going to be a fun time exploring through this forest, see what we find. Because another thing I'm going to want to grab are Botania flowers. This is another thing I should have mentioned. If you're going to go to Botania, and we do want to go into Botania at some point, you're going to kind of want to gather all the mystical flowers that you find. There's no way we could do that in the first episode because our pack was ridiculously full. We just did not have the space to go around gathering every single Botania flower that we could find. But now that we have a load of space and a backpack, we can certainly do that. We'll just get rid of some of this junk that we probably won't need, I hope. Ow! Bloody thorn bushes, I swear to God. The most important Botania flower that you should be on the lookout for when you're patrolling around as well is the white one. White flowers are the first flower you have to use. You use them to make day blooms, so they're pretty essential to find. So keep your eyes peeled for those elusive flowers. Oh, purple Botania flowers, amazing. Oh my God, a bear! Oh! Oh my God, he scared the crap out of me. Oh, almost fell into a hole. Come on, dude, just don't do that. Ah, yellow Botania flowers, perfect. Luscious surroundings, what does this mean? Be in an area with enough aura to create positive imbalance effects. Now, auras sound very magical, so that no doubt belongs to a mod we're going to look into. In fact, if that's nature's aura from All the Mods 6, I believe I've already checked it out, so it'd be good to get back into that. Light grey flowers, great stuff. So I've said this before as well, Botania flowers work in botany hopper pots. So it's really essential that you get at least one of every colour. That means you're never going to have any trouble finding the flowers you need for Botania. Aha! So we're near to the biome that we're looking for, it's over there. But already I can see on the floor here, look at this, some loose terracotta. This is white, apparently. It looks a bit more like off-white, but you know what, I'm not going to judge. It's all good stuff. Here we are. This looks like the place I remember. There was loads of yellow terracotta around here. Let's just grab it up. There we go. Plenty of yellow terracotta, loads of white as well, a little bit of dirt, and a few Botania flowers. Pretty good to go forwards with. So, Spamanti is going to commence work on lasting integrity. The Easy Villager Iron Farm, no doubt, has a whole bunch of iron for us. We've got loads of terracotta. Let's get this set up looking a bit more grand. Boom, 17 hoppers and 18 pots. That makes us 17 yellow botany hopper pots. Man, it'll never stop being a tongue twister. The sooner I'm done with hopper botany pots, the happier I'm gonna be, because that is a nightmare to wrap your tongue around. Now, pipes aren't exactly magical, but they're not really hyper-tech as well. There's no electronics in these, which is why I think it's okay. If there was circuitry involved, or if it needed power to operate, then I would say it's a no-go, because we're going for a magical playthrough, and that kind of breaks the rules. But pipes are just way more efficient than hoppers, which actually lag servers quite fantastically. Also, another thing to remember is what you should really be doing, this is a bit of a top tip, but basically you should set your visual overlay to show you where chunks are, and what you always want to do is make sure your multi-block machines and pipe networks are located within the same chunk. because when they span across several different chunks, it can create a lot of load on the server. So luckily this whole thing is inside one chunk, and that's pretty good, pretty safe. Now it's time for more farmland and more Inferium seeds, but as luck would have it, look at this, boom. Loads of Inferium generated already, and this is only going to get even more as we basically, doubled, almost tripled our output for Inferium. So here we go, 17 Inferium seeds and 18 Inferium farmland. Should be plenty. Let's get it planted. Honestly, I'm kind of not even reacting to creeper explosions now. If my colonists die, they die. I can't defend them against creepers. There's just so many. But it does make me realize what we should probably devote our first diamonds to, and this might be a bit controversial, is maybe a mega torch. What that will do is stop monsters spawning within 64 blocks. That's going to be very helpful for keeping our colonists alive. Although, on the flip side, apart from the builder, none of them really need to stay alive. But this will grow in the background, and maybe in a couple of episodes, once all of this has been, plowed through the system, and we have chests and chests of Inferium, we can kind of get started. Although, we can actually probably make some of the earlier seeds without having to go crazy with Inferium. Let's take a look. So the seeds we're looking for are the ones that make Diorite. You can kind of find this by going to Diorite, what's the recipe for Diorite, and there will be a crafting recipe that involves essence. This is from Mystical Agriculture, so it uses nether quartz essence and it uses stone essence to make Diorite. Nether quartz essence is quite high level. It's tier 3, so not the simplest of seeds to craft. However, what we can do is make the other type of seed, stone essence seed. That's only tier 1. So how do we make this? Well, you make these kinds of seeds by using an Infusion crafting setup. I did this in my last All the Mods 9 series playthrough, but you know what? It's been so long I've kind of forgotten. However, looks like it's not too tricky. We're going to need a bunch of these pedestals in a kind of multi-block structure, and at the center, we're going to need an Infusion altar, which is again also a bit of gold, stone, and red wool. So these iron farms actually create poppies, which are a great source of red dye. That's not going to be a problem. And there should be some stone over here in the auto smelter, because that's been working away like a champion. So yeah, basically all of the seeds we make are going to need an Infusion crafting process. And again, we're kind of just going to put this out in the middle in front of this camp for now. Once we know where we're going to put our Mystical Agriculture stuff, we can build a special building for it and move everything over there. But for now, over here is probably going to be fine. Oh, but wool, of course, we need wool. Now, it used to be that you could make wool from string. Is that still true? Yes, it is. Perfect. And that's exactly why we've been growing these industrial hemp fibers. So boom, into my mini crafting grid with the hemp fibers to make a whole bunch of string. And then we'll turn this into as much wool as we can. Turn that wool into red wool, because why not? We're going to get loads of this string anyway. And there we go. I think that's everything we're going to need, plus the gold, to make these items. So boom, let's get to it. 8 of these. Oh, actually, this is going to take all of our gold. Luckily enough, we do have an ore hammer and 1 bit of gold ore. That little bit of gold ore is going to save our life. Get down, Mr. President. This is basically the same recipe with the wool on top, the gold either side, but instead the stone makes a bit of a T, upside down T. So bam, we should have done a quest now. There we go. Let's complete it, see what we get. A seed bag, very nice. And an Inferium block. So the setup, it's pretty simple, and when you put down the Infusion altar, it gives you kind of like these ethereal boundaries that show you exactly where these pedestals are supposed to go. That's great news. Makes it very easy for me. So now we have this little multi-block setup, we can make the seeds we need. And this is where we're going to have to go over and grab the Inferium essence that we've got. Good stuff, loads of this. So how do we make stone seeds? So we need stone in 4 of these, Inferium essence in 4 of them, and then a prosperity seed base. Now this is where prosperity shards are very important. Wheat seeds with 4 of those shards around the edge, and again we found some prosperity shards, so that's a-okay. The problem now is finding them. 24. We got the wheat seeds, right, we got the prosperity shards, we got the stone, let's get going. We need the prosperity shards around wheat seeds to make the seed base. And we'll need a few of these, so we might as well make all 3. Now we put those seeds in the middle over here. We surround it with Inferium essence and stone, because stone is the kind of seed we want to make. So bonk, 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 bonk. And then in the remaining slots, Inferium essence, baby. That's the one. Is it going to happen? Now, this is where it's supposed to kind of change into the seed we need. But do we have to start the process? Right, it needs a redstone signal, of course. Well, we made all this stone, so why not use a button? Perfect. Oh, looking good. We're making a stone seed, baby. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. And now with this seed we can make, let's see, stone essence. This will make us stone essence, more stone seeds, and fertilized essence. And then we can use this stone essence to make all kinds of wonderful stuff. We can make cobblestone, which is actually kind of useful. We can make diorite, the one we want, if we can get nether quartz essence as well. With water essence we can make dripstone, azurine. There's blackstone if we can get some nether essence. Granite also with nether quartz. And granite and diorite are 2 of the very hard to find materials that are often very common in things like Minecolonies. So this is going to be great going forwards. Now we kind of want to keep these pots devoted to making Inferium essence, because we're going to need loads of these Inferium essence to upgrade to tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and is there even a 5th tier? To tier 5 seeds as well. It's a very complicated process, but I'm going to try and walk you through it right now. But as you can see, the All the Mods quest chain also has all of the different tiers behind these quests as well. So you go from tier 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Very cool. Now to make the next level of seeds, you need to use something I believe called a crystal. Now to make Prudentium, which is the next tier, what you need to do is use a crystal in the middle and surround it by Inferium essence. Now, all of these crystals have durability until you get to the final crystal. It's kind of complicated, but every essence you make is used to make the next tier of crystal. And it kind of sucks because all of these crystals kind of have a limited durability. What you really want to do is get all the way to the end as quickly as you can, because once you get a Supremium Infusion crystal, you can make a Master crystal. This has unlimited uses and no durability. So making everything before then is kind of a waste. However, it's still pretty good because you can use all kinds of seeds to get all kinds of things. Man, this is really complicated, I know, so sorry for having to put you through all this, but you can make dirt seeds for making dirt, water, ice, fire, earth, air, and wood are all tier 1, so every kind of wood you need, you can use this. Tier 2 is where things get a bit more spicy. You can start making things like coral, dyes, honey, saltpeter, and basic metals. Then, at tier 3 is when you unlock the core ores. Iron is locked behind this, as well as copper, redstone, very useful, and the nether quartz seeds that we need. Then you get gold at tier 4, along with uranium, lapis, osmium, and end. And tier 5 is the real juice. This is where you can grow diamonds from plants, as well as emeralds, netherite. Oh my god, that's crazy. Insanium essence, which is tier 6, is kind of nuts. And you can get nether stars and dragon eggs from those, but that is a real expedition. It's something we can do though. It's something we can achieve. It's just going to take a lot of essence and a lot of prosperity shards. Now, prosperity shards, the best way to get them is to mine them, but maybe we can actually grow them. Let's find out. No, there's no recipe in here for mystical agriculture that makes prosperity shards, so it's something we have to find out in the world. Now, I don't want to end this episode before I've got the means to make the diorite. That's the whole point we went into mystical agriculture. So let's get going. We've got to get tier 3 essence, which is not Prudentium, it's the next one up, which is Tertium. And for now, we'll also plug these stone seeds with a bit of Inferium farmland into one of our existing hopper pots over here. We're probably not going to need much more cactus, so it's time to mix that one out. And often, because we haven't got enough pots, you'll find yourselves replacing what you put into these pots all the time, because you don't need a huge amount, of some of this stuff. And look at this, we've got enough wheat for days, so we could probably get rid of that too. Anyway, that'll start making a stone essence. That's good to know. So we need to make some crystals, and don't worry, we're not getting homeopathic over here. We're just doing mystical agriculture. An Inferium infusion crystal is made with an Inferium gemstone surrounded by Inferium essence and prosperity shards. So that's something we can do. We'll get the essence out of here as well. The gem itself is made with a prosperity gemstone and 2 Inferium essence. Oh, now this is where it gets spicy. So we need a diamond and prosperity shards to make a prosperity gemstone. And this is a good use for our diamonds. We haven't got a huge amount, but we've got enough, if I can find them. So the diamond in the middle, the prosperity shards around the side, and we'll get a prosperity gemstone. Put this in the middle, surrounded by Inferium essence. Or just 2, and we get Inferium gemstone. This is then used to make the crystal. It's also used for all kinds of cool Inferium tools. And some of the tools from mystical agriculture are pretty cool. Now we use the Inferium infusion crystal to make Prudentium essence, right? Are you with me so far? Then we use that essence to make the next tier of crystal. And by doing this, we can chase the specific seeds we want. Now we want a tier 3, so we're going to have to make 4 Prudentium. The problem is, it's exponential. So to make 1 Prudentium, we need 4 Inferium. So to make 4, we'll need, 16? Then we'll need 4 of those to make the next step. So 4 16s are 64. You need a lot of Inferium essence. It all comes down to Inferium essence. So we're going to need at least a stack of Prudentium essence. Boom. Now we're going to upgrade our crystal to the next tier. So Prudentium. Put this in the middle, and let's make all of this essence now into Tertium essence. Okay, now we're talking. So we can use Tertium essence in the infusion crafting to make the seeds we're looking for. Not Blitz, not Glowstone, not Rabbit. There's a few of these. Wow, there's a lot of these. Wow, there's not just the ones that you'll find in the quest book, there's tons. There we go. Nether quartz seeds are the ones we want. So we are going to need a little bit of nether quartz. And again, there's no real shortcut for this. We can try and find it via some weird wacky methods. We could probably chase around some dungeon chests. But real talk, the best way to get quartz is, you know it, go to the nether. This is where the 10 obsidian that we found earlier is going to come in handy, as well as a little bit of flint. There we go. And a little bit of steel, or in this case, iron. Alright boys, we're doing it. We're going to the nether. Now we're going to want to put this portal somewhere semi-safe, so I'm going to go up onto the roof. That way, no villagers are going to come up here. We don't run the risk of dudes coming out here and starting fights with our villagers. And, oh, do you know what? It's a nightmare. This is not a symmetrical build, but function over form, we don't really mind. Touch dig away that sand. Use the flint and steel. Alright lads, let's go and get ourselves some nether quartz. In we go. Here we are, my friends, the nether. Now Senpai Stefan over there is apparently a bull. Is that a bull? No, it's a pig. We're going to stay away from him. All we want is a little bit of nether quartz. Just a little bit of quartz. Touch dig should get us it, and we need 4. 4 in total. And jackpot, here we go, nice little bit of nether quartz for us. Great stuff. That's plenty of quartz to get us going. Is there anything else we're going to want to grab from the nether while we are here? Is there any easily accessed glowstone? No, don't see any right now, but we've got a task ahead of ourselves, get diorite, so we'll come back later to loot the nether. Boom, welcome home. Oh man, I love the way shaders make light that goes through the portal purple. I wonder if I get like a purple glow. Yeah, look at this, I got a purple face. Well, okay, that should be everything. We've got the seed base, we've got the tertium that we're going to need, and we've got the nether quartz. So, with the seed base in the middle, like that, the tertium essence, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that groaning? That's really worrying me. Is there a Balrog right underneath us? I don't know. Anyway, nether quartz here, 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 and here. Give it a redstone signal. Ah, now this is what I'm talking about. We've got nether quartz seeds. Trays, 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 cool. So while we're at it, actually, there is one more really important thing for us. We're going to need to be able to make gold. Why? Because there's loads of gold required for Ars Nouveau. So back into these chests. Let's get some more of this Inferium essence out of here. And it really does go into all of these chests, which is a bit of a pain, but you know what? That's fine. So we wrap the Inferium around the crystal here. Boom. All that tertium. We use the next crystal to make tertium. There we go. 27. Now we're going to need to use the tertium to make a tier 3 crystal, I believe it is. There we go. The tertium infusion crystal. We use this. Surround it with tertium. We need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, lucky. Just enough. Now, this is used to make the real juice. We're going to go to the infusion crafting, scroll through these a bit until we find what we're looking for. Not blaze, not fiery. There it is, the gold seeds. So prosperity seed base here. 4 of the Imperium around the edge. Now we need 4 gold ingots. This is going to be tricky, but I reckon back down in the mine we'll find exactly what we're looking for, because I don't have any gold lying around. I've got touch dig though, and I've got a whole lot of gusto, and that's all you need to find some gold. Aha, there we go. Across the water I see 1 bit of gold ore. That's all we need. 1 bit of gold ore will... No, we need 2 actually. 2 bits of gold ore. Oh, look at those chests are on fire. Actually, good point. Sometimes you can find gold in loot chests. So let's give it a look. Oh my god, we lucked out here. 3 gold. And some diamonds, some iron, which, no, I'll leave the iron. We've got infinite iron. But feathers come in handy as well. Yeah, not so great. Other chests are mostly empty. Lots of cobble. And a few bones, why not? Okay, time to head home, we've got the gold. Time to build another ore hammer, and this time we're going to make it out of iron. It'll last a lot longer, be much more useful for us. So oak logs into planks, into sticks, into... Wait, no, we need blocks first. Always make that mistake. Bam! Iron ore hammer, mixed with the gold that we got, gets us 6. Oh, the perfect amount. Get this smelted up in our speed smelter. There we go, 4 gold ingots. Let's get this crafted. Boom, 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 boom. Hit the button. Watch the magic happen. Literal magic. Gold seeds. Now we can grow gold. Oh my god, so powerful. Dirt. Inferium farmland. Get out of here. Now the higher levels of Inferium farmland will grow your crops quicker, and it can be worth investing in, but right now we're just focusing on getting the base materials. So, wait, what? Oh no! We need to actually upgrade the Inferium farmland to the level of the seeds. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So how do we make Inferium farmland? Here we go. So we're going to want not tier 1, not tier 2, not even tier 3, but tier 4. Right, so it's lucky that we got that extra essence. So using the tertium crystal and the tertium essence, 1 bit of Imperium essence, but that's all we need, that's enough. So the essence, a bit of dirt, a bit of a hoe, Imperium farmland. And what we could do, if we had enough of this, we could replace all of our pots with this and get our crops working quicker. But for now, this will do. Yes, that works. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to grab my bones that I got from that chest, make some bone meal, and speed up this process so you can see us actually make the diorite that we want this episode. Oh, right, yeah, of course. Oh, no, I totally forgot. We also need, let's take out some birch, to put the nether quartz seeds in here as well. So again, a bit of a hoe, a bit of dirt, the right level of essence, which would be tertium this time, for red. Now, it does work retroactively. We could use Inferium farmland at tier 4 to grow tier 3 seeds, and it would do it quicker. There we go. Right, so let's get the bone meal on the go and start growing these crops. So the stone essence goes into a tea, the nether quartz essence goes on top, and we have diorite. Now, it's not an incredibly quick or easy process, but it is renewable. If we can get some more hopper pots set up, we can have, in theory, infinite gold, infinite stone essence, infinite quartz even. This is great. This means we can get the polished diorite we need to get the mage tower built. We've also got enough gold so we can get gold for progressing in Ars Nouveau, because it's very needed, a very rare resource that you need a lot of. That's fantastic news. So thank you for watching this episode of All the Mods 9, Our Magical Adventure. This episode we conquered mystical agriculture, we got more hopper pots set up, we learned how to make different types of infusion crystal and essence, and we got some valuable seeds, gold seeds, quartz seeds, and stone seeds. There's also some other very useful seeds that we can make in theory. So what I'm going to do is grow some more diorite, get it polished, get it cut into the blocks that our builder needs. Then I'm going to time-lapse the build of our mage tower, so next episode we can jump back into Ars Nouveau. Also, while it's been built, it's a great opportunity for us to have some hopper pots set up with these essence seeds, so we'll be able to start Ars Nouveau with a nice healthy supply of gold. I've been Sjin, a massive thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to see more of the series, because we're going for it. This is going to be an incredibly amazing magical compound. Also, what I'm going to try and do is design a nice little mystical agriculture setup, so that once our builder has built his mage tower, we can get a nice little building that is going to be for mystical agriculture, where we grow all of our crops. Until next time though, take care.